Written in 1981, Stephen King's novel Cujo, focusing on a woman, Donna, and her young son who are terrorised by a rabid Saint Bernard, was published during an era which saw an interest in animals on the rampage stories, represented through films such as William Girdler's The Grizzly in 1976, Robert Clousey's The Pack in 1977, and the Irwin Allen disaster movie The Swarm, and novels also like James Herbert's The Rats. The immediate success of King's novel led the rights to it becoming a hot property amongst filmmakers, the film adaptation ultimately being directed by Lewis Teague and released in 1983, 2 years after the book was published. The making of the picture wasn't without its problems, however. The original director, Peter Medak, and director of photography, Tony Richardson, left the set within a couple of days into the shooting of the film, being replaced by Teague and the Dutch cinematographer Jan de Bont. Though it follows the same basic structure as Stephen King's source novel, the film adaptation of Cujo makes some dramatic changes to the material, in particular to the ending of the narrative, which in the film is much more upbeat.
Cujo?
Cujo?
Can he get us in here?
In the novel, Donna and her son are trapped in a car where they are besieged by the rabid Saint Bernard for much of the story. Teague's picture follows this approach, its key characters being confined to a vehicle for much of the film's running time. To their credit, Teague and the film's director of photography, Jan de Bont, managed to make this visually interesting, engendering a palpable sense of claustrophobia and making much visual play on the conflict between the man-made vehicle and the huge dog, which was actually played by a combination of 4 different Saint Bernard dogs and animatronic animals also. The film was received negatively upon its initial release and was a commercial flop, but achieved cult status upon its release to home video and via television screenings. Vika Video are releasing Cujo on Blu-ray in a huge collector's set that includes a 60-page book with writing about the film, a new audio commentary by Lee Gambin, who wrote a recently published book about the making of the picture, a 40-minute documentary about the making of Cujo, and interviews with a number of the cast and crew behind the picture, including the film star, Dee Wallace, members of the stunt team, the dog trainer who worked on the set, members of the visual effects crew, and Charles Bernstein, who composed the score for the picture.
From the novel by Stephen King, creator of Carrie and The Shining, comes a startling vision of fear.
Please, God, get me out of here.
Now there's a new name for terror. Cujo.